So this is a Bailey Phoenix 644, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van, you've got your hitch, jockey wheel and handbrake. That is all something we'll go through in person here on site. Side of the van, you've got your aqua roll and water pump connection. The water pump very simply has a blue trigger on it that you pull back to release or pull back to push into the side of the van. And the water pump end actually drops into the aqua roll itself. On the side of the van, you have a heating and hot water gas flow for the gas systems on board the van. And in the locker here on the side, you have your gas bottle tie downs and the gas regulator on the bulkhead. The motor mover we'll come back to later in the video and I'll demonstrate how that works for you. The fresh water that goes in the front of the van has to come out somewhere, and that's what these two grey pipes are for on the side of the caravan down here. You pull the caps down and then put two bits of the circular pipe into place and drop them down into your Wastemaster. On this side of the van at the back, you have your toilet flush tank, which takes 3.5 litres of water and a cap full of the pink fluid. And in the bottom here, we have the toilet waste cassette, which very simply you remove by pulling up the orange handle, pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out, tip the waste away. And on the back of the cassette, you have an orange pressure relief button to allow the waste to be tipped away without it spitting and splattering back at you. Grey cap here, remove so you can tip the waste away, but it's also a measure for the blue fluid. So you put 1 litre of water in that cassette before use and a cap full of the blue fluid as well. On the back of the van on either side, you have the wind down legs to stabilise the caravan, and they are there for very simply stabilising the van and not for lifting the caravan, the same as the front two. Have your storage locker with a bed at the rear of the caravan, TV connection point with a plug socket behind there, your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan. We also have your 2 fridge vents. So the 2 fridge vents here allow the hot air out the fridge unit itself, and the top one also has a gas flue there as well. We do advise that you don't cover those up. And then you've got your storage locker for underneath the front seating area of the caravan. Going inside the caravan now, I'm going to demonstrate how the inside works. So first of all, when you come in the caravan, you're going to come to the control panel by the door when your mains power connected or you're on 12 volts, and turn on the battery supply for the power supply for the caravan. Internal lights and your awning light for the outside, and you've got your water pump right on the top right hand side. Above that, you've got your battery voltage. So as you can see, 13.6 volts. It doesn't actually flash in real life, it's just because it's coming through a camera. Once you've got the power etc turned on, you'll come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and you'll turn on, or you'll make sure underneath the seat that the yellow drain down valve, which you can see just there in the video, is parallel with the floor. If that valve is parallel with the floor, you'll be able to fill the water system on board the caravan, and if it was upright towards the bottom of the seat, it would actually drain the water system off completely. Once you've got the yellow valve into the seat in the parallel with the floor position and you're ready to fill the water system, you'll open all the taps up on board the caravan. As you can see, the water system will start filling. Once the water system is full, you'll close all the taps back down, but before you, like I said, when you're filling it, you'll need to open all the taps on the hot side to make sure the water system bleeds through. At that point, once you've got all the taps open, you can turn on the water pump up here, and that'll be the water system filling. Once that water system is completely full, you'll turn off all the taps on board the caravan and you'll be able to start warming the water on board the van. So at that point, you'll come to the control panel just above the sink, which you can see just here. You'll press the central button and it will take you into the options for the control panel. The first one you see here is the room temperature. So you'll press the central button when it's flashing, then spin the dial to select the temperature you want to set the heating and hot water to. So for instance, 20 degrees, press the button and the heating temperature will be set. The next one across, when this icon's flashing, will be the water temperature. So you'll spin the dial to the right and you'll notice then the next icon starts flashing. You'll press the button in and you've got hot water off, hot water on eco, hot or boost. The boost is for when you're showering, hot for when you're washing up, etc. And eco, so it keeps some water warm on board the system, ready for when you do shower or wash up. To set any of these temperatures, you'll very simply press the central button again, and at the moment, as you can see, it will set to eco. I'll turn it back off for now. We'll spin to the right again with the icon flashing at the top, and you'll come to the power supply the heating and hot water is going to run from. So you've got electric 1, which is 1000 watts of power on its own and electric at the same time. Electric 2, which is 2000 watts of power on its own. Mix 2, which is 2000 watts of power and gas at the same time. Mix 1, which is 1000 watts of power on its own with gas. And then you've got gas solely on its own. To set the power supply you want to use, you'll press the central button and that will set the power supply for you. Now it will depend on what site you're on to how much power you use for each system. So again, you would just need to check with the caravan site you're on just to check that you are getting the right power supply coming into the van and we've got the right power selected on the control panel. Again, when we go into the options for the caravan, if we go across to the fan option on the end, you can use blown air heating a bit like you have in your car. So you've got eco or high on this particular van. Again, eco, very steady fan speed. High if you want to warm the caravan up quickly. I'll turn the heating back off for now. At the bottom here, we have got some advanced settings. And these advanced settings, you would need to go through the manual for. If I try to explain them in a video to you, the video will probably about 2 to 3 hours long, but you've got a heating and hot water control, timed controller, you've got the clock for the control panel, and also some advanced settings in the end. We're going to go over to the fridge next. Very simple to use. Fridge off in the top position here. Fridge on 240 volt mode, and you'll control the temperature on this dial on the right hand side. 12 volt supply for when you're connected to the car. So essentially when you're connected to the car at the front, which we aren't at the moment, the fridge will work as a cool box. You would need to select on the fridge once you're connected to the car the battery symbol just here, and like I said, that will allow it to work as a cool box. However, it will not completely chill, so please don't expect it to work as a fridge. If you want to ignite the fridge on gas, you can also do that by spinning this dial to the bottom to the gas symbol, and then you can press the temperature dial in and hit the igniter at the same time. Once the fridge has ignited on gas, in this window on the left hand side that you see here, the little red line will come round into the green to indicate that it has fully ignited on gas. I do apologise, the video is not very clear, but the little red line you can just about see there will come round into the green, and that is your pilot light for the gas system on the fridge. Once it's ignited, you can then control the temperature again on gas on the dial on the right hand side. Microwave above works very much like your household microwave, as you can hear working away. Sorry about my reflection there, I didn't mean to scare anyone, but no, it works like your household microwave, and you can control the timers etc on the control panel to the right of the door. Underneath the bed you've got the storage area for the bed underneath the bed, but also you'll notice that you've got the battery box under there. So just there, that little square or rectangle you see on the floor, like I said, is the battery box itself, and you've got your control panels etc down the side there for the 12 volt charger on board the caravan. Going into the bathroom at the back of the van, you've got an electric flush on the toilet system itself. You've then got a grey waste handle at the bottom, so when the toilet cassette is in the van, you push that grey handle across and it'll allow the toilet waste to go in the cassette underneath the van. And when you are removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, you will need to make sure the toilet is pointing straight across towards the shower unit itself. If it is turned at all, it'll actually stop you from taking the cassette out from underneath the van. On top of the toilet, you have a full indicator light, which you can see just there on the left hand, or to the top left hand side of the video, and that full indicator light will appear red when the toilet waste cassette is full on board the caravan. Now at that point I'm going to go outside the caravan and demonstrate the motor mover system to you for the caravan. However, this will be the last time you hear from me in the video, so if you have any further questions, please do give me a call here at the Caravan Company and I'll be more than happy to help. If you do have any further questions, like I said, give us a call or give your salesperson an email and they'll be more than happy to answer them for you. We hope you enjoy the caravan and we appreciate the business. Thank you very much for watching. Please continue watching for the motor mover demonstration. So to operate the motor mover, you've got your motor mover engagement bar just here, as you can see. You'll put that onto the nut on the side of the van. You'll push the motor mover over with the bar and lock it in place. You'll check the other side is engaged as well. Which, as you can see, it has engaged. You can engage it or disengage it from either side of the caravan. Disconnect the water pump before you move the van, obviously. And at that point, you can come into the locker at the back door side of the van and turn the red power key on. Once that power key is turned on, you'll be able to turn the controller on, which you'll need to double tap the power button. And it'll bleep to say it's engaged, and at that point, you can release the handbrake on the front of the van. Once all the power's turned on and the handbrake's released at the front of the van, you can then operate the mover by going forwards, backwards, turn, and turn. You can do the same at the rear of the van also. Once you finish the mover, you can turn the control off by pressing the button once. It'll bleep to say it's turning off. You'll pull the handbrake back on. Disengage the motor mover with the motor mover engagement bar. Then you'll turn the power off in the side locker.